Hello, every pony. It is Weird Alicorn. I am back once again from the dead to read more of Close Bonds. Yeah, it's been a while, so I'm just gonna get right to reading. Today we are reading chapter 22, entitled Bad Choices. Don't make bad choices, guys. They only lead to bad consequences, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, it says, before you start, let me just mention that this chapter is nearly 15,000 words long. Oh my gosh, Sneaky, what are you trying to write? Like a fucking, trying to write the Bible here? What are you doing, man? This isn't War and Peace. This is a fan fiction. Calm down. That's a very long chapter. Don't feel obligated to read it all at once. Well, yeah, this might have to be split up into parts if it's going to be this long. Also, because my mic crapped out on me, I'm using my old mic that I used for like my first video, and it's gonna sound shitty. I'm sure it is, but I mean, you'll just have to deal with this for a while until I can get a new mic, because mics be expensive sometimes, especially the good ones. So anyway, I'm sorry if the audio doesn't sound up to par as it does with the other ones, but that's just the way things will be for a little bit. Anyway. This chapter, what does it say? Take a break if you start to get tired. This chapter will always be here when you return. Will it? Oh, and speaking of returning, it's good to be back. Ha! That kind of lines up with me because I haven't read anything from this story in like months. Anyway, here we go. Chapter 22. We're going to go as long as my battery can hold out for, I guess. Let's suppose you had the chance to go back. That Twilight somehow did find a way to get you home. You continue to fill out the job application you'd been given, propping the clipboard against your knee. Well, I told her to give up on it a while ago. I'm fine here, Lyra. You turn to her, flashing a quick smile of gratitude. Thanks to ponies like you. She punches you lightly in the shoulder. Don't be a sappy sap. As soon as you get that job, I'm kicking your deadbeat ass out of my house. This hits a bit closer to the heart than you think she intended, but you just chuckle quietly. That seems to be a bit of a pattern for me. The unicorn looks at you with genuine concern. What do you mean? You sigh, holding your knee as you lean back a little. I'm sure you remember how I used to live with Twilight at the library. Well, she didn't show it, but I could tell it was starting to grate on her nerves a bit. Not to mention that job I had at Sweet Apple Acres. I don't really think Applejack wanted to hire me in the first place. It was more of a favor, not even to me, but to Twilight. Lyra frowns. Well, she fired you anyway, and that's the whole reason I'm getting you this job, so you don't have to mooch off ponies anymore. Aside from the joke, she shakes her head. But in all honesty, I really enjoyed having you here. Things aren't going to be the same with you around. She quickly corrects herself. Won't be as fun, I mean. Her of all ponies, making you feel welcome here. I'll be seeing you every day at this job, and... Wait, oh, that's me. that's Anon, or whatever the fuck is that. Ivan. Ivan, yeah, it's Ivan. I'll be seeing you every day if I get this job. And I'll be seeing you every day even if I don't get this job, you say, poking out your tongue. She smirks. Oh, don't worry about it. You will get it, and you will enjoy the privilege of being my personal work monkey. The position I'm applying for isn't directly below you, he reminded her. It's not like I'm going to be a work monkey anyway, just one of the aspects of living with you. Oh, it's not like I'm not your work monkey anyway. She nods, still smiling. True on all accounts. She gives you a semi-serious look. Still, work is work. We need to keep hanging out, you know? Agreed. Why not tonight, she offers suddenly. You know that new place that opened up recently? We should eat there before it goes out of business. Before it goes out of business? Grim, you smirk. Sorry though, I'm meeting up with Rainbow for a drink tonight. You can come if you'd like. Her cheery expression seems to drop and she sighs. No, thanks. You notice her sullen look and drape an arm around her. You honestly didn't know she'd be upset by this. Listen, I'm sorry we couldn't do anything tonight. It's just that Rainbow's not going to be able to come back to Ponyville from her training in Cloudsdale like she usually has, since they're keeping her and the other trainees for a few weeks at the Wonderbolt Academy. Lyra starts to look up. You're relieved by this. You're glad she's not taking your decline of her offer personally. That little Pegasus is going to be gone for a while, and I just wanted to spend some time. Oh, that's me. That little Pegasus is going to be gone for a while, and I just wanted to spend some time with her before she goes. You understand, right? She seems to brighten up at this. Yeah, okay. Still, it'd be nice if we did end up doing things together more often. I don't want to end up seeing less and less of you once you move out, you hear? Don't worry, that won't happen. Seeming satisfied by this, Lyra lies across your lap. Lyra lies. You begin patting her head with your free hand. Her ear twitches, then slowly relaxes as your hand moves down her neck. You look at the application, then look at her. You place the clipboard down, then lean back, propping yourself up with one hand while the other tends to the unicorn. She suddenly pops an eye open. Why are we on my roof? You shrug. I like the view up here. You proceed to watch the view. Watch the View, starring, I don't even know, who's on The View? Barbara Walters? Whoopi Goldberg? Oh, whatever. Whoever gets that reference, you're old and you should not be on the internet. Do you do this a lot, she asks curiously. You wonder at the response of the truth. You wonder what response the truthful answer will draw. Yeah, is it weird or something? She shakes her head, her chin making light movements as on your thighs. Nah, I just wish you would have told me sooner. Okay, that was a break in the text there. I assume that was some kind of, I guess it must have been some kind of flashback to prior to Ivan going out with Rainbow. So Rainbow went to the Wonderbolt Academy. We know she got kicked out and she's not going to be a Wonderbolt anymore. Or at least she didn't make like she wasn't like up to par with their expectations, which just seems asinine because she's literally the fastest. They say all the time in the show that she's the fastest Pegasus, but maybe this is more like an alternate universe setting where, well, obviously it's an alternate universe because we have a human in it, but you guys know what I mean, right? I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, that was an interesting look into the past. So let's continue on. Something beside you stirs, rousing you from your half-conscious musings. You open your eyes, finding yourself under the ceiling of what you recall to be the castle guest room, one of the castle guest rooms, and not the hospital. When's the last time you woke up in your own house? You turn your head to the right. There lies Rainbow Dash, curled up in a little ball on top of the covers. She seems to be wearing your shirt from last night and using your right arm as a pillow. Also, you seem to have lost all circulation in that limb. Dead arm. Hey, Dashy, you roll onto your side. You begin to try to rouse her by lightly shaking her awake. What? Hey, we need to get up. I don't know what time it is, but I know we're supposed to meet up with Princess Celestia today. You look at the rays of light coming through the blinds. She's obviously up. Nah, just 5 more minutes, she mumbles into your arm. Well, I'm going to take a shower right now. I don't know when you're going to... Okay. Oh, yeah, I forgot this. Yeah, I forgot that's a thing. I don't know when you're going to wash the cum out of your butt, you say, sitting up and tugging at your limb appendage. Limb appendage? Oh, limp appendage. I can't read. Still, that's a bit odd. She just clutches tighter. Don't go, you're comfortable. She climbs up a little higher on your arm. You sigh. Man, this guy is full of sighs. Ivan. Always sighing. Just gotta get on with life, dude. Can't be sighing all the time. Sighing? Just sighing. A little while later, the two of you are at a cafe. You sip coffee and wait for your breakfast, while Rainbow does the same, except her coffee hasn't been touched. And she's getting over a hangover. She has her head down on the table with the hood of the jacket she's wearing over her head. It's really your jacket, but according to her, It's comfortable and warm like the bed. She seemed pretty adamant about sleeping in this morning. Hello, you two. May I join you? Who is this? A familiar voice chimes from your side. Oh, it's Princess Twilight Sparkle pulls up a stool. Not waiting for an answer, she already knows what your response will be. She can read the future because she's a princess now. Hey, Twilight, you say, taking another sip of your coffee. Upon seeing that Rainbow still has her head down and afraid that she may be asleep, you lightly shake her. Dash, you awake? Twilight's here. I know. You flinch slightly at the response, even though she makes absolutely no movements. Twilight chuckles. Seems like things haven't changed as much as I thought they had, she comments good-naturedly. The waiter comes over with a cup of coffee. A cup of coffee? And Twilight thanks him. Well, I wouldn't go as far as to say that. After all, we're here, you respond to her. I know that you wouldn't just call us here, suddenly and abruptly like that, for no reason. Twilight leaves her sentence hanging for a moment, taking the time to pour some sugar into her coffee and taste it before finally replying. I was hoping to have a more informal conversation here. Not only that, but I can't really talk about it in public. This leaves you quite curious. But you accept her request all the same and nod. Alright, still, I have a few questions about the whole thing. Maybe you can answer some of them for me, and then we can talk casually? She eyes you. That depends on the questions in question. They're about general things. Nothing that you can't talk about here, I don't think. She nods. Alright, shoot. Okay, first question. In the letter you sent a little while back, while Rainbow was still in the hospital, it sounded like you wanted me. Twilight raises an eyebrow. You realize how that sounds. Ah, yes. Every pony in this story wants Ivan. Fucking Fluttershy, Rarity. There's definitely some sexual tension between Applejack and him. Obviously between him and Lyra as well. She wants that D, but Rainbow Dash stole it. And now Twilight. They all after that human dick. What the fuck is wrong with me? You realize how that sounded and smile embarrassedly. Let me rephrase that. Okay, something I noticed in the letter was that you barely even mentioned Rainbow. She was only invited along to come at the very end. God, I can't fucking talk. She was only invited to come along at the very end, and truthfully, it gave me the impression that this was only because you knew I wouldn't come if she didn't come with me. Rainbow, you realize, has been listening the whole time. After hearing your revelation, she frowns at Twilight, to which the poor princess chuckles nervously. Just so you know, I very much enjoy the company of all my friends. No one of you girls is any less important. Wait, girls? Oh, she's talking about the main six. Okay. No one of you girls is any less important to me than the rest of you. Which is why I realize how pressing this must be, you cut in. You yourself stated that it was urgent. The thing is, the whole situation concerns me. You've been so cryptic so far that honestly I have no idea what to expect, and it worries me. A long silence ensues. You and Rainbow patiently await an answer. I was hoping for a decent conversation, you hear the alicorn mutter under her breath. Twilight takes a deep breath and sighs. I suppose I could go page Celestia? Can you page Celestia? I didn't know they had pagers in Equestria, and see if she's ready to speak to you. Or by page, does she mean sending a page via Spike to her? Because that'd be kind of a funny pun. I suppose I could page Celestia, and if she's ready to speak with you. But really, you need to hear this straight from the princess herself. Okay, that's a break in the text. How long have I been going? 13 minutes. We can go. We'll go for one more, man. Do a little bit more. We're taking this in baby steps. That's okay. As you found yourself doing many a time on your trip so far, you walk down the castle halls, this time with a pony on either side of you. Now, Ivan, I understand that you once told me that your world did not have royalty, Twilight says. Well, actually it does, but okay. But I would appreciate if you addressed Princess Twilight with the utmost respect. You give her a look. There are a few flaws in your theory. One, there was royalty in my world, not just in my country. Just not in my country. 2, I've been living here long enough to gain common respect that all ponies gain for her. And 3, you wait a moment, almost afraid to admit it, I'm actually kind of nervous. Don't be, it's alright, Twilight reassures you in a way that screams Okay. In a way that screams condens... I can't fucking say that word now. Condensation. She's condescending. Why can't I talk? How do you say that word? I don't know. Someone write it in the comments. Write it phonetically for me to say it later. This earns an eye roll from Twilight. Or from Dash, rather. Celestia is cool, Ivan. Alright, no, that's Rainbow. Celestia is cool, Ivan. Rainbow says, giving you a rather hard pat on the leg. I've talked to her plenty of times. It'll be a breeze for you. Again, a bit condescending. But it helps a little. You ruffle up her mane, to which she swats at your hand. The two of you share a smile. Your group turns a corner and you find yourselves approaching a large double door that you remember Twilight telling you was the throne room, also the daily sight of the day court. 5 guards bar access to the rather large entrance. Guards, Twilight addresses them. All 5 snap to attention, then quickly step aside to create a pathway. A purple aura surrounds both the doors and the princess's horn. A crack just wide enough for you to walk through is revealed. Good luck, she says, turning the other way and taking Rainbow with her. Rainbow cranes her neck to look back around at you and wears a worried expression. You immediately start sweating bullets. He's not going to meet Celestia, he's going to meet Molestia. Rainbow protests, her voice coming out in a suspicious tone. Hold on, what's going on? Why are we leaving? You point at the room. Am I seriously going in there alone? Twilight stops and looks back at you as well. Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, it's pretty important. The whole day court has been cancelled today just for this meeting. You gulp. Well, that sure helps. Besides, Twilight says, turning to Rainbow and draping a wing over her back, we have our own things we need to talk about. The Pegasus' eyes widen. We do? Yes, now come on. You stand before the great double door, a bit tentative about going in. The guards haven't said a word this whole time. They just stay in their spots, barely even blinking. They wear deadpan looks, making you wonder if they're even getting impatient. Okay. Would they do anything if you just stood here all day? Probably not. Focus, Ivan. You're meeting with Princess Celestia over a very urgent matter that you have no idea about. Grow some balls and walk through that door. Okay. You adjust your tie, then take a few forced steps through the opening in the 2 doors. You made it, and you're still alive. Ah! Okay. What happened? You nearly jump out of your skin when the great doors shut beside you, or behind you, rather. You spin around and hear something click into place with the oaken wood sealing your fate? This is odd. Well then. You turn back around. As you do, your footsteps make clacking noises on the floor, which echo around the spacious room. It's a very large room, designed kind of like a wide hallway. Hallways. You tend to run in them a lot nowadays. Well, I see that you... I don't know. What is Celestia? How does Celestia sound? Okay. Well, I see that you admire the architecture of my throne room. Your heart jumps in your chest, but the voice that beckons you has kind of a calming quality to it. You reason that it's Celestia's. Ivan, was it? Come here. I can't see you very well from all the way down there. You turn and spot Celestia sitting on her throne, both of which are merely small objects from where you stand. However, you know that Celestia is lying about not being able to see you. Twilight recently proved how sharp an Alicorn's eyesight is, because Alicorns are just so fucking OP. You begin to walk towards her, the sharp clacking of your footsteps becoming muffled pit-pats as you transition from stone floor to rug. You're torn between the nervousness that runs up your spine as you approach the literal deity, and the fact that she just seems so friendly. She's your friendly neighborhood princess of the sun. Countless tales have been told about the power of the mighty Celestia, how she and her sister Luna defeated Discord and the battle she had with Nightmare Moon, to name a few. Yet here she sits, all that alleged power contained in a creature that looks mostly harmless. You stopped a respectful distance from her throne. What would that be, about like 10 meters? You wonder if you should bow or make some movement in reverence to your princess, but something tells you to stay how you are. The pure white alicorn steps down from her throne and draws near. She stops just before you, close enough for you to feel her presence. I feel your presence, Princess Celestia. From this distance, you can see every detail of her, not only everything physical, but through her fur is pure white and physical... What? Though her fur is pure white and physical features flawless. Her face is wrinkled with age. Her lilac eyes study you curiously and seem rather amused when you look straight into one of them. Most of my subjects bow before me when they walk into my throne room, she quips, the corners of her lips coming up into a light smile. You smile as well, though still feel a bit intimidated. Well, I'm just glad I didn't inadvertently disrespect you or something. She shakes her head. No worries, you're new here. Though I must have you know that normally a subject who fails to show proper respect to their princess is to be tried in court. I didn't know she gave that much of a shit about it. The most common punishments are either an unspecified amount of time in jail or to have your teeth pulled out. She gives you a polite smile. Just a heads up for next time. Now you're quite uncomfortable. Celestia sees this and visibly drops her act, chuckling. I'm kidding, Ivan. Is it wrong for a princess to play a joke every now and then? Yeah, no, that was pretty fucked up to say, but sure, go on. Celestia, you have a strange sense of medieval humor. You breathe a sigh of relief, wiping your brow from the sweat that's begun to form in little beads. It's not wrong, it feels strange talking to the great ruler so casually and about jokes of all things. Just unexpected. And excuse me for saying so, but especially such dark humor. She harumphs loudly. Harumph! 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 I'm guessing Twilight gave you a little speech about her proper etiquette with a princess. It almost sounds like a statement rather than a question, but you nod in response. The princess blows air through her nostrils. Twilight has grown quite pompous over the years, considering the fact that she knows me so personally. Quite ironically at this point, I might add. Celestia shakes her head. She makes it sound like a great accomplishment to know me, as if it was something difficult or challenging. While I enjoy the reference I receive from my ponies, it rather vexes me to see a subject standing before me in a puddle of sweat, and Twilight does nothing to help this. You think about what she said, you come to a conclusion, but you're not quite sure it's right. So, what you're saying is that you want me to speak normally to you? Celestia smiles. Well, only if you're comfortable with that. It would surely make this process go by much more easily. Again, you ponder her words. She just wants you to talk. Just talk to her. You look at the princess, searching for some kind of reassurance. Her eyes, just below your chin, blink genially. The manner in which she holds herself is similar to Twilight's, in a way. Come on, she teases. The element of loyalty had no trouble addressing me. I'm sure she would have rubbed off on you by now. An evil smirk cracks on her. Fucking... She wants to do too! In more ways than one, considering. You catch her jaw before it drops. Did she really just... It was another joke, my dear. How did you know? I've heard much about you, she informs. Mostly through my former student. Still, there's much I don't know. And I would be interested to hear it straight from the... She pauses. Human's mouth. She turns to the window, looking out at something you can't see. Tell me, what is it like being the only human in Equestria? Okay, and I guess we will find out what that is like in the next video. So I will see you guys then. Good to be back. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm about to hit 1,000 subs, so let's spread the word and be happy about it, I guess. Yeah, later.